Hey, it's Jessica from the Chief Brief. This week, Europe didn't just shift, it fractured. From Budapest to Rome and Beijing, three political shocks landed at once. And together, they're redrawing the US's relationship with the US, China, and Russia. Let's get into it.
First, Hungary. After 16 years in power, Viktor Orbán has lost his parliamentary majority. Peter Magyar and the TISA party secured a sweeping victory, with one of the highest voter turnouts since the fall of communism. At the center of what comes next are two women, Anita Orbán, the incoming foreign minister shaping a pro-Western realignment, and Andrea Bodoiso, tasked with dismantling a deeply embedded political system from within. Second, Italy. Giorgia Meloni was expected to be Washington's closest ally in Europe. Instead, she's now publicly clashing with Donald Trump, after refusing to support strikes on Iran and condemning his remarks about the Pope. Trump responded bluntly, "I thought she was brave. I was wrong." The result, one of the last remaining bridges between Washington and Brussels is now breaking. Finally, Spain from Beijing. Pedro Sánchez was in China signing trade agreements when news broke that his wife, Begoña Gomez, had been formally charged in a corruption case. The timing matters less than the setting. Sánchez was in Beijing, not Washington, part of a growing pattern of European leaders strengthening ties with China as trust in the US weakens. And zooming out, the pattern becomes clear. Washington backed Orbán and lost. It is now publicly estranged from Meloni. And European leaders are increasingly turning to Beijing, not as a last resort, but as a parallel center of power. Russia, meanwhile, loses one of its most reliable allies inside the EU, but not Europe's dependence on its energy. These developments point to a deeper shift. The US is losing influence across Europe at a pace that has no recent precedent, politically, economically, and strategically. At the same time, European leaders are recalibrating their positions, managing relationships with Washington, maintaining necessary ties with Russia, and actively expanding engagement with China. The result is a more fragmented, less predictable geopolitical landscape, where alignment is no longer assumed and alliances are increasingly transactional. If you want the full breakdown, including how these shifts could reshape global power and economic stability, head to our Substack and read this week's full brief. The link is in our bio.